Hi, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to celebrate this wonderful anniversary with you all today. Through the miracle of technology, we are here, and unfortunately, we didn't make it to Liberland this year, but I'm looking forward to getting out there, hopefully this summer, for the Liberland Festival. And another thing, how do you compete with Roger Ver giving away cash? So I don't have anything. We do have T-shirts, so if you are interested in getting some T-shirts, just shoot me an email. I'm honored to speak with you today about private property and property within Liberland. You cannot have a free society without private property, and special thanks to Walter Block for going through a lot of that today. I have an expansive view of private property, but my experience is primarily with real property and real estate, having been in the real estate business for over 35 years now in the United States. I was introduced to Liberland in 2015 when Vit was on the Tom Woods Show podcast. I have been much more involved with Liberland lately because of my association with Adam Carswell when he and I started working together. I believe it was in 2018. We are also honored to offer a small amount of help to the Liberland Free Trade Zone and want to get more active with that. Vanya, who will be speaking next, is spearheading that project and can talk at length about that. Now on to private property. It may be semantics when we speak of property rights, but I prefer to have it as an individual's rights to own property. So I prefer private property. And let's start with the name Liberland. The very name itself, Liberland, concept of free land, or more importantly, land of the free. So I just love that concept. Liber is the root of liberty, of freedom. And I believe that private property and is one of the foundations of freedom and creation of wealth and prospering and a flourishing society. For thousands of years, people have been cooperating to use land to create wealth and civilization. We know that wealth creates financial freedom. We know that it improves the options for creating flourishing lives. Increased wealth improves health, education, and our environment while alleviating poverty. So the Liberland Draft Constitution addresses property rights in Article 9, or Article IX for Adam. And it's property rights, and it's the right to property and freedom of contract shall be secured. Now you can see the entire Liberland Draft Constitution at liberland.org/constitution. And when we talk about property, I'm primarily interested in land, but there's also other types of things like intellectual property. But land is a capital good for provision, for production. It's a place to lay your head. It's a place to rest. Land is also called real, as in real estate. It's so real that you can own it, you can work it, you can build on it, you can dig it up. But it also has intangibles that you can slice and dice into different ways of holding it, enhancing it, financing it, or sharing it. Examples of different ways to slice these little pieces and get it further and further along is that you've got air rights, you've got mineral rights, you can lease it to somebody for rentals, you can mortgage it, you can finance it, you could use it as equity, and so you can use it to borrow off of that to get buy something else, which is very important, for people starting businesses and all the rest of it. And you've also got easements across it where you can allow somebody to use your property for one reason or another. Real estate has always been the number one generator of wealth since humans turned from nomadic existence into staying in one place and settling down. Your home, as you know, is your private property, but even if you don't own your home, if you lease it, you have an estate in private property that's yours to use, and the lease clearly defines how you can use that. And we can also talk about, because I'm getting to a point here, the money you own, the money you've earned, the money or property that you can pass on as inheritance to your children or freely give away as a donation, those are all property. Your rights to private property extend to ownership of companies and corporations. So I appreciate the previous speaker talking about how you can incorporate in Liberland, which is going to be a big factor in generating economic development in Liberland. But more importantly, you can trade stocks, you can create financial instruments, and ownership of those financial instruments are property. And there is no room in the state or some populist politician or some community organizer to tell us you didn't build that, because yes, we did build it. If we've built our companies, we've built our pieces of real estate, we've mixed our labor and developed property. But private property also includes your digital assets, as you know, including your cryptocurrencies and your crypto assets. And most importantly, I believe that your private property encompasses your person, your body, your ability to live. Where we get into all this is property equals ownership equals equity. And so the future of, I believe, real estate, of finance, and of ownership is going to be in the blockchain, because the blockchain will create digital ownership of real estate. It's actually done that. It'll create digital ownership of gold and other financial assets. So in 2019, we here at Concordia Realty saw that some sections of the U.S. real estate market were getting a little overvalued and a little bit frothy. So we said, how can we put together a fund that invests in U.S. real estate and eventually invest in real estate assets throughout the world to create a diversified fund that would invest in conservative, stable, long-term assets that have been proven to weather recessions and to create regular cash flow, and at the same time are tax efficient. And so last year, while I was having lunch with my friend Bogi Wozniak, the vice president of Liberland, we started talking, and I had the idea, if you can put a country on the blockchain, it should be way easier to fractionalize a real estate investment fund. So they have fractionalized individual real estate investments, but we're trying to create equity in the real estate underlying the fund. And so that's what we're in the process of developing right now. So we noticed that there was a lack of liquidity in real estate. We noticed that in U.S. real estate in particular, there is a lack of foreign investor access to high quality, stable commercial real estate investments. We knew that we were heading into times of uncertainty. We didn't believe that this bull market would continue to go forever. And, now we are in a little bit of a crisis. And I've been through 4 downturns. Then they've all kind of been created by government stupidity, but this one is the worst case of eminent domain seizure I've ever seen in my life. So I'm hoping that before they completely destroy the world economy, somebody lets up and is the first to say, hey, let's open up, let's get out of quarantine now. We also know that there's a need for geographic and credit diversification. And we wanted to combine it with internet resistant, because in real estate, one of the issues is that is your business going to be on the internet? Is it going to be disintermediated away from physical real estate? And then we really like real estate because the locations, if they're good locations, have intrinsic value all their own. And so it's tied to something solid with intrinsic value. So with that, we decided we're going to tokenize commercial real estate to unlock traditionally illiquid industry. And we're going to create a fund that would be a safe haven asset in times of turmoil. foreign investor access, high quality commercial real estate, regular monthly income, and also, inflation resistant, and hopefully equity appreciation. Something that somebody could actually take their asset and take that to a bank and say, I've got this amount of equity in this fund and I'd like to borrow off of it to start another business. Geographic diversification, tenant credit diversification, industry diversification. So that's what Liberty Global Fund is designed to do. It's a blockchain-based security token fund that will open up the wealth creating opportunities of high quality commercial real estate to everyone in the world. So that's our goal. We are still working on putting the legal structure together, and we've been making excellent progress. It's taken a lot longer than I expected because it's a little bit easier when you know what the laws are in a particular country. This area, especially with the token industry and also the cryptocurrency industry, it's been a lot harder to get over some hurdles with some regulators, but we believe we're close to getting that taken care of. So with that, I really appreciate your time here. Really appreciate all the fantastic information that these other excellent speakers are giving. And I would encourage you, the Liberland Constitution, I'm most interested in the property section, but I'm also very interested in how to start a corporation, because the first one, we're trying to set it up in a governmental structure that has it has a positive tax treaty with the U.S. And in the future, we would like to open up another fund directly in Liberland that has a lot more flexibility and freedoms.